I am at Fudomae Station on the Tokyo Meguro line. The Tokyo Meguro line is a route connecting Meguro Station and Hiyoshi Station. From the neighboring Meguro Station, it provides through services to the Tokyo Metro Namboku line and the Toei Mita line. Between Meguro Station and Shirokane-Takanawa Station, the Namboku line and Mita line share the facilities. Normally, Tokyo Metro and Toei subway facilities are separate, and even at transfer stations, the ticket gates are divided. The only place where you can transfer without passing through a ticket gate, excluding the shared section introduced this time, is Kudanshita Station, which was renovated after its opening. Since Fudomae Station is a Tokyu station, it does not have station numbering for the Namboku line or Mita line. When a through train from the Meguro line departs Fudomae Station, an announcement for the through lines is played.
次は目黒です。JR 線はお乗り換えです。出口は右側です。この電車は南北線埼玉スタジアム線直通浦和美園行きです。目黒から先は各駅に停まります。三田線をご利用のお客様は白金高輪でお乗り換えください。本日も東急目黒線をご利用くださいましてありがとうございました。
All trains from the Meguro line operate beyond Shirokane-Takanawa Station, and guidance is provided according to the line they transition into. Since this is a Namboku line through train, Namboku Line Direct is also displayed on the monitor. By the way, the top part of the monitor is black because this is the standard specification within the Tokyo lines. We have arrived at Meguro Station. Meguro Station is the boundary station between the Meguro line, Namboku line, and Mita line. The station is managed by Tokyu, and the facilities are constructed to Tokyu specifications, with information signs also following Tokyu standards. The station name sign features the line colors for both the Namboku and Mita line, and station numbering is also included. However, because it covers two lines, the size is so small you cannot zoom in. The platform doors are the chest height type. When this platform was first built, it was only for 6-car trains, so the Meguro line platform doors were only for 6 cars. Later, in line with the opening of the Sotetsu Tokyo Direct Line in 2023, 8-car operations began and platform doors for 2 additional cars were installed. Before going further, I will explain why this section shared by different operators was created. The prototype for the route that became the Mita line was shown in the 1956 Urban Transportation Council Report No. 1. It was intended to connect the Nakano-Takadanobaba area, the Koto-Toyocho area, and the Shimo-Itabashi-Sugamo area with the city center, branching off near Otemachi. The section from Nakano to Toyocho opened as the Tokyo Metro Tozai line, and there were many twists and turns before the rest opened as the Mita line. In March 1960, the Tokyo Metropolitan government requested the construction of Line 5 to accelerate subway development. This was against a background where the then Eidon subway was busy with construction of the Marunouchi and Hibiya lines, while Tokyo's construction of the Asakusa line was progressing smoothly. In the same year, the Tokyo Metropolitan government requested Eidon to transfer the license for the Otemachi-Sugamo section, and the direction was decided through 3-party talks involving the Minister of Transport. In the 1962 Urban Transportation Council Report No. 6, the southern end was extended toward Nishimagome. Furthermore, it was decided to connect this with the Asakusa line between Nishimagome and Sengakuji, making it a line of approximately 29 kilometers with Nishimagome to Shimura as the main line and Yamato-cho to Kami-Itabashi as a branch line. In October of the same year, Tokyu and Tobu both applied to operate through services to the Mita line. However, the Tokyo Metropolitan government planned to share the Nishimagome depot between the Mita and Asakusa lines, so they planned to make the track gauge the same for both lines. The gauge of the Asakusa line is 1,435 mm, which is different from the 1,067 mm used by Tokyu and Tobu. Also, the Mita line was envisioned to be extended further north and south in the future. A through-service route where the tracks branch makes it difficult to maintain service frequency and reduces efficiency. Because negotiations were difficult, the Ministry of Transport intervened to make adjustments. The final decision was as follows. First, the Sengakuji to Nishimagome section of the Mita line would be built with a 1435 mm gauge, the same as the Asakusa line, and the Nishimagome depot would be for the Asakusa line. Second, the Shimura to Sengakuji section of the Mita line would be built with a 1067 mm gauge to allow through services from Tokyu and Tobu. Third, Tokyu would build the section between Kirigaya and Sengakuji, and Tobu would build the section between Yamatocho and Kami Itabashi. At the time, Tokyu was moving forward with the extension of the Den and Toshi line and aimed to enter the city center via a southern route. Meanwhile, Tobu requested to change the boundary station to the current Wakoshi station, as making it Kami Itabashi would make it difficult to meet transport demand, and negotiations were held nearly 20 times. However, these through-service plans were never realized. A major factor in the through service with Tokyu not being realized was the balance with the construction of the Asakusa line extension. It was decided that the Mita line depot would be built toward the northern end, and the line opened starting from the north. In places where the Asakusa and Mita lines run parallel, there was no choice but to construct the tunnels at the same time, but the Mita line extension to that point was still far in the future. In January 1965, Tokyo informed the Tokyo Metropolitan Bureau of Transportation that building the tunnel for this section would be a significant advance investment, and we cannot agree to it. Meanwhile, the Asakusa line depot was planned to be in Nishimagome. Until then, there was no full-scale depot, so it was necessary to extend the line as quickly as possible. Ultimately, it was decided to build the Asakusa line tunnel alone, leaving the Mita line construction in an incomplete state. With the decision on the current Hanzomen line plan in 1968, Toku shifted its through-service destination there, and the through service with the Mita line was officially cancelled. The through service with Tobu was also cancelled because the Tojo line decided to offer through services to the Yurakucho line. At this time, Tobu and the Tokyo Metropolitan government negotiated, and the license from the current Takashima Daira to Nishi Takashima Daira was transferred to the Tokyo Metropolitan government. For both Tokyu and Tobu, the final through-service routes were shorter in distance and offered greater benefits. Regarding the through service with the Mita line, it is often said that Tokyu and Tobu unilaterally abandoned it, but there are circumstances that make it hard to say so definitively. Originally, the principle was that there should only be one subway line passing through hub stations like Ikebukuro and Shibuya. However, as transport demand increased, the thinking changed to allow two or more lines, and the plans for the Yurakucho and Hanzomen lines were decided later. Regarding Tokyu, it is also necessary to consider the circumstance of competition with the Asakusa line. On the other hand, the route that became the Namboku line was decided in the 1962 Urban Transportation Council Report No. 6. It was designated as a route from the Meguro area, passing through Iikura Katamachi, Nadatacho, Ichigaya, Komagome, and Oji to reach the Akabani area, which is almost the same as the current route. This was decided at the same time as the Otamachi to Shimo Itabashi section, which was the prototype for the Mita line. While the first section of the Mita line opened in December 1968, the first section of the Namboku line opened in November 1991, a gap of more than 20 years. This was because the construction of the Namboku Line maintenance depot faced opposition from local residents. It is ironic that the construction of the Namboku Line was delayed for the same reason as the Mita Line, where depot-related issues were a factor in changing the line plan. The Mita Line was extended to Mita Station in 1973, and that station remained the terminus for a long time. Mita Station on the Mita Line has a two-story structure and is slightly away from the already opened Asakusa Line station. This was because surface land was limited and the station facilities were accommodated under the site where a city tram depot once existed, as well as the fact that the extension plan from Mita Station was still in flux. This location allowed for flexibility in the extension route, and since the Mita Line tunnel is deeper than the Asakusa Line tunnel, a route passing under the Asakusa Line could also be chosen. Ultimately, the extension towards Shirokane-Takanawa and Meguro was decided, and the current shared section opened on September 26, 2000. The timetable revision was carried out ahead of time on September 22nd, and until September 25th, the newly opened section was reportedly treated as an out-of-service run. By the way, prior to the through service, the facilities at Meguro Station underwent a major reconstruction. Originally, the Meguro Line was a route called the Mikama Line connecting Meguro Station and Kamata Station, operated with 4-car trains of 18 meters per car. In preparation for the through service, modernization was carried out and facilities were renovated to allow operation with 6-car trains of 20 meters per car. The section between Tamagawa Station and Kamata Station was separated as the Tamagawa Line, and the section from Meguro Station to Musashi Kosugi Station became the Meguro Line. The Meguro Line was later extended to Hiyoshi Station, and with the opening of the Sotetsu Tokyu Direct Line in 2023, it has become the cornerstone of a vast through-service network. On the other hand, the Tamagawa Line settled into being a local branch line. Because it shares vehicles with the Ikegami Line, which uses 3-car trains, the formation was reduced from 4 cars to 3 cars. Now that we have organized the series of history, let's look at the full picture of the shared section. Through trains to the subway run 12 times per hour during the day. Trains coming from the Meguro direction are split between the Namboku Line and Mita Line at Shirokane-Takanawa Station. Under the agreement regarding through services, the ratio of Namboku Line through trains and Mita Line through trains is 1:1. It looks like a simple pattern, but while the Meguro Line has 12 trains per hour during the day, both the Namboku and Mita lines have 10 trains per hour, and since express trains and local trains connect at Musashi Koyama Station, and there are also trains starting from Shirokane-Takanawa Station, the operating intervals are not uniform. If you look closely, during the day, there are sequences of 3 Namboku Line through trains and 3 Mita Line through trains, and there are cases where they do not connect with the other party's starting train at Shirokane-Takanawa Station, making it surprisingly complex. Past Meguro Station, all trains stop at every station, but depending on the vehicle, the service type might not disappear, or conversely, the service type might disappear, leaving only the destination. The same applies in the reverse direction. Some vehicles show the service type upon arrival at Meguro Station, while others show the service type after arriving. Heading past Meguro Station. From here to Shirokane-Takanawa Station, a circular shield tunnel that integrates 2 tracks continues. A shield tunnel is a tunnel characterized by a circular cross-section, excavated with a cylindrical machine equipped with a cutter at the tip and lined with concrete blocks from the inside. Except for where the machine is put in and taken out, it does not affect the surface, so it is suitable for construction deep underground or under private land. The curve radius here is 160 meters. This is the sharpest curve for both the Namboku Line and the Mita Line. In this section as well, the in-car guidance is matched to the through service line and the announcements follow Tokyo Metro specifications. Before arriving at Meguro Station, the design at the top of the monitor was different, but now it features the Tokyo Metro mark. In this area, the tracks are already running under the road, but because the tunnel itself is deep, the shield tunnel continues. In about 2 minutes from Meguro Station, the next station, Shirokanedai, comes into view. The platforms are on both sides of the tracks. In such underground stations, it is normal to have pillars between the up and down lines, but this station has no pillars. If pillars were provided, the distance between the up and down lines would widen, increasing the size of the shield tunnels before and after the station and raising construction costs. At the edge of the platform, there are full-screen type platform doors that cover up to the ceiling. These are the platform doors adopted on the Namboku line, and they are significantly different from the platform doors at Meguro Station managed by Tokyu. By the way, the Mita line platform doors are different from the Namboku line and are the chest height type similar to the Meguro line. This is the second generation installed in line with the opening of the Sotetsu Tokyu Direct line in 2023. The first generation platform doors were installed between 1999 and 2000 and were only for 6 cars. Instead of adding 2 cars worth, the entire system, including the existing ones, was replaced. At the edge of the platform, there is an elevator connecting to the ticket gate floor. The station name sign has station numbering for both the Namboku and Mita lines, but the line color is only for the Namboku line, and the design follows Tokyo Metro specifications. The front view does not show the state of the platform well, so let's head back toward the Meguro side. In the middle of the platform, there is a place where the width is wider, and behind it is a long escalator leading to the ticket gate floor. Not only the station name signs, but also other signs such as boarding position markers, etiquette posters, and floor maps are full of Namboku line colors. The passages to the ticket gates are at both ends of the platform. In such cases, trains are often stopped in the middle of the platform, but this station is front-aligned. Being front-aligned makes the distance to the elevator close and convenient, but even though the elevators are on the same side for both platforms, the opposite platform is also front-aligned, so for 6-car trains, it is conversely far from the elevator. When this section opened, the issue of which operator would manage the facilities emerged, and ultimately, it was decided that the facilities at Shirokanedai Station and Shirokane-Takanawa Station would be owned and managed by Edon Subway, the predecessor of Tokyo Metro. The construction of this section was also basically carried out by Tokyo Metro. The operation of trains is handled by Tokyo Metro and Toei subway drivers for each train, while the operation control is managed by Tokyo Metro's dispatch. The reason the timetable revision was carried out ahead of the opening was likely to perform a dress rehearsal for this complex operational form. Thanks to that, there was no notable confusion on the first day of opening. Let's look further into the premises. Passing the place leading to the escalator, the platform width becomes narrow again. When you zoom in, it looks like a sci-fi movie set. And from around here, the shape of the platform doors also changes, becoming something with a strangely heavy-duty feel. The platform doors at the end are also a heavier-duty look than the chest height type that has increased recently, and the difference is obvious at a glance. Combined with the narrowness of the platform, it feels quite cramped. The position of the protruding members also affects the position of the braille tiles. Moving further back, it returns to the not-so-heavy-duty type of platform door. At Shirokanedai Station, 1 car's worth at each end has a different type of platform door. It seems as if the 1 car's worth at each end was added later, and therefore the structure is different, but the difference in structure is not for that reason. Let's look at the station structure again. The escalators and elevators are gathered at both ends, and those parts are like bulges. The parts where the structure of the platform doors is different match exactly with these both end parts. While the both ends have flat tunnels, sidewalls, and ceilings, the middle part is curved. While benches are installed by indenting the wall in the middle of the platform and designs are applied here and there, this is unmistakably the cross-section of a shield tunnel. The both ends are box-shaped tunnels, and the middle is a shield tunnel. This structure is very similar to Kiba Station on the Tozai line, which I introduced before. The sections before and after Shirokanedai Station were built as double-track shield tunnels, and because Shirokanedai Station's platform is also deep underground, it is a shield tunnel. Because the station part is larger than the interstation tunnel, working shafts were dug at both ends of the station to convert the machines for digging the platform, and that space was utilized for escalators and other facilities. While at Kiba Station, built in 1967, you could not go to the ticket gate floor without transferring between bellows-like escalators. Here, you can go to the ticket gate floor with a single escalator, where a sense of technological progress is felt. However, technological progress is not limited to this. The point is what I said earlier about converting the machine. Looking at the platform doors from the track side, the construction is different between the platform ends and the rest. On the right side, the mechanism for moving the doors protrudes toward the track side, and white members pass vertically between the doors. These members are something that exists only at Shirokanedai Station. And these members are not part of the platform doors. They are pillars that support the tunnel. However, a shield tunnel supports the load with its circular cross-section, so normally there are no pillars inside. This part was not dug with one machine, but with a combination of machines of different sizes. It is a method of attaching small machines to both sides of the shield machine at the entrance to the station and returning to a double-track machine once the platform ends. The pillars incorporated into the platform doors are for supporting the places where force is applied. By attaching and removing small machines at both ends of the platform instead of replacing the machine entirely, the parts dug down from the surface can be minimized, and costs and impacts on the surroundings can be suppressed. This kind of construction method was a world first. Let's go see the area around the ticket gates. The platform floor is B4 and the ticket gate floor is B2. B3 houses air conditioning machines and other equipment. Business equipment is concentrated on that floor. There is a door midway up the stairs. Since it is for business use, you naturally cannot enter from here. The elevator operation panel also has a button for B3. The button does not respond when pressed. It has a structure similar to the doors on the platform floor, and since there are also door rollers at the top, there seems to be a door. Do they use the elevator for moving equipment in and out? The state of the ticket gate is like this. The spacious and bright premises are a concept common to the Nambokum line. Just outside the ticket gate, there is a mysterious high-concept art piece. There is art at the other ticket gate as well, and this one has the name Shirokane Shunju. The name of Taito Rapid Transit Authority, the predecessor of Tokyo Metro, is classic. Happo-en is a nearby facility that features a large garden and handles weddings and other events. On the platform floor as well, there is something sponsored by Happo-en. There are ticket machines and fare tables for Tokyo Metro and Toei Subway, respectively. Since they are different organizations after all, you can only buy one of the tickets at a single ticket machine. Therefore, the braille tiles on the floor continue to both ticket machines. At the Toei Subway ticket machines, receipts are not issued. Can a machine at a station managed by Tokyo Metro not issue a receipt in the name of the Tokyo Metropolitan Bureau of Transportation? The average daily passenger count at Shirokanedai Station in fiscal 2024 was slightly less than 17,000. As a station for both Tokyo Metro and Toei Subway, it is low enough to be within the bottom 5. In reality, this is allocated between Tokyo Metro and Toei Subway, so it is possible that it is effectively in last place. Boarding a Namboku Line through train and departing Shirokanedai Station.
次は白金高輪です。この電車は東京メトロ南北線 赤羽岩淵行きです。都営三田線はお乗り換えです。
Since the line splits from the Mita line track at the next station, Shirokane-Takanawa, an announcement including the line name and transfer guidance for the Mita line is played. Because this section runs under roads as much as possible, there are many curves, and since curves continue intermittently until just before Shirokane-Takanawa Station, the speed cannot be increased much. The adjacent track has already moved away to the right, switching to a single-track shield tunnel. At the next station, Shirokane-Takanawa, since there are reversing sidings for some trains of both lines to turn back, the up and down lines separate. What appeared in front is the indicator showing that the Namboku line's path is open. This is on the right side of the direction of travel, and an amber light flashes. The same indicator is also at the place where this left curve ends. On the other hand, when the Mita line's path is open, the indicator on the left side of the track operates and a blue light flashes. The arriving platforms are decided by line. In a station with 2 platforms and 4 tracks, the Mita line uses the outside and the Namboku line uses the inside. This station also has platform doors that extend to the top, but thick pillars are built between the tracks, and the situation is very different from Shirokanedai Station. The shield method was not used for the tunnel of this station, and it was dug by the cut and cover method of digging down from the surface. Since there are doors on both sides of the platform, it is quite cramped. Since this station has separate tracks for the Namboku line and Mita line, the station name signs feature their respective colors, and by applying decorations using line colors on the floor, an effort is made to make the boarding areas easy to understand. However, since the station facilities are owned and managed by Tokyo Metro, the facilities themselves follow Tokyo Metro specifications, and benches and etiquette signs are unified to Namboku line specifications. By the way, because at this station the arriving platforms are divided by line, the station name signs and stopping station guides only feature those that match the respective lines. The destination guide signs are the same, and there is much more room than at Shirokanedai Station. Since it is a cut from the front, it is a little hard to understand, but the wall surface of the Mita line side tunnel is vertical, and as expected, you can tell it is not a tunnel dug by the shield method. Perhaps because the walls are not well visible due to the platform doors, there is basically no finishing on the wall surface. As I have touched upon until now, Shirokane-Takanawa Station does not always connect with the other train. Especially toward Meguro, there are local trains and express trains, and there are local trains that are overtaken by express trains at Musashi Koyama Station, 4 stations away. With the opening of the Sotetsu Tokyo Direct Line in 2023 and the increase in systems and destinations, it has become quite difficult to master. By the way, the central pillars of this platform are painted in a single color of green, and looking closely at this color, it is a different color from the green of the Namboku line. Above the pillars, the ceiling is high and lit with indirect lighting. This color has nothing to do with the line color. It is an image of pillars as trees, the ceiling as the sky, and trees passing through into the sky. Heading toward the ticket gate floor. Just like the neighboring Shirokanedai Station, the height difference with the ticket gate floor is large, and the escalator is quite long. As for the tiles on the side, the light beige ones at the bottom are the wall, and the green and white ones at the top represent trees and sunlight filtering through leaves. This design continues to the wall surface of the ticket gate floor, and an effort is made to create an open atmosphere despite the station being in a deep location. And in the middle, there is a floor that serves as a substation or machine room. There is a button for that floor in the elevator, but there is no response even if it is pressed. The color is the same, so it is a little hard to understand, but since doors are provided, the construction is the same as Shirokanedai Station. The state of the ticket gate is like this. The passenger count at Shirokane-Takanawa Station in fiscal 2024 was about 37,000 on a daily average. It is more than double Shirokanedai Station, but there is only one ticket gate. By the way, the pillar in front is hard to understand because signs and other things are attached, but the design is different from the other pillars. This design is also an image of a large tree. To the back left, there is a space where ticket machines are lined up. It seems there used to be more machines, but apparently the number was reduced, and the braille tiles at the feet have also been replaced. The ticket machines themselves are 2 each for Tokyo Metro and Toei subway. It is the same configuration as the neighboring Shirokanedai Station, but since this station only has ticket machines here, the total number is small. The restrictions on sales seem to be roughly the same as Shirokanedai Station. Before returning to the platform, I will explain the structure of this station. The depth of the tunnel at the station part is 32 to 34 meters. This was based on avoiding water pipes and other things under the road, and taking into account the planned road overpass. Compared to Shirokanedai Station, the road width directly above was wider, so it was built by the cut and cover method of digging down directly from the surface. Since the premises have 2 platforms and 4 tracks, the width of the tunnel became a large-scale one of 31 to 37 meters. Because the entire station was dug by the cut and cover method, there is plenty of space, and a substation, parking lot, and bicycle parking lot are installed. It was the first time an underground parking lot was provided at a then Edon subway station. And the building next to the pedestrian bridge where I am houses Tokyo Metro facilities. In this building, where facilities such as power sections, maintenance centers, and crew accommodation are gathered, there are facilities related not only to the Namboku line, but also to the Hanzomon line. The escalator connecting the platform and the ticket gate floor was long, but the movement line between the exit and the ticket gate floor is just as long. The passages are also complex, connecting several escalators while turning left and right. Returning to the platform, let's go to the end. As was shown in the front view of the Namboku line, it becomes a shield tunnel immediately after leaving the station. The Mita line also becomes a single-track shield tunnel, and this track passes under the Namboku line track and exits to the right. The tunnel itself looks like a common type, but in fact it is not. On the Namboku line, there is a tunnel dug by introducing new technology. That is on the Shirokane-Takanawa side of the neighboring Azabu Juban station. Immediately after leaving the station, a reversing siding enters between the up and down lines, becoming a massive triple-track shield tunnel. Just when you thought the wall on the right side of the shield tunnel shifted slightly, the cross-section switches to a double-track shield tunnel. This is a construction method where a double-track shield machine is built inside a triple-track shield machine, and the machines are switched midway, which is environmentally friendly and can also reduce costs. That reversing siding is utilized during the morning rush. Because trains from the Mita line occupy the reversing sidings at Shirokane-Takanawa Station, some trains are made to end at Azabu Juban Station, 1 station before. Also at Onariman Station on the Mita line, 3 stations away, there is a reversing siding in the same way. However, this has a different meaning from the one at Azabu Juban Station. When the terminus of the Mita line was Mita Station, the tracks connecting the up and down lines were at a place away from Mita Station. This was because distance was needed until the up and down lines were at the same height. It was feared that with this arrangement, it would take time to turn back trains, and the number of operating trains during the morning rush could not be increased. Therefore, a storage siding was created at Onarima Station so that some trains could turn back during the morning rush. The reason a reversing siding was not provided at the neighboring Shibakoen Station was that the position was too close to the tracks connecting the up and down lines, and there was no space. Currently, there are no operations bound for Onariman. Heading to the opposite platform. Since this station has no downward escalators, I will go down the stairs. The fact that you may not be able to transfer directly to the train of the other route is the same on this side. The Namboku Line and Mita Line trains arrive almost at the same time. The one going toward Meguro is a Namboku Line train, and the Mita Line train ends at this station. The train ending at this station enters the reversing siding once before turning back. Perhaps because the Mita Line track crosses the Namboku Line track on a level plane, the check for passengers is carried out speedily and the doors are closed in no time. The fluorescent lights in the car also go out. It seems to be a measure to prevent wrong boarding, but it is rare for a Japanese subway to go this far. A short horn sounds and it heads toward the reversing siding at a fairly fast speed. Looking closely at the end of the platform, there is a door with a window. It looks like you can see the reversing siding from this window, but on both the Mita Line and Namboku Line sides, there is a wall in front of the door, and the reversing siding cannot be seen directly. Unfortunately, this is the same for the neighboring platform. Since the reversing siding was not visible in the previous front view, I have prepared footage from the opposite direction. For a while after leaving the platform, the turnout continues, so it is dug entirely by the cut and cover method. On the left side of the Mita Line track, there is also a track where maintenance vehicles are kept, making full use of the wide road width. At the place where the turnout ends, it becomes a shield tunnel, and the reversing siding is also curved like the main line. And the section from here on is about to face a certain change. That is the Shinagawa subway concept, which the government and Tokyo have solidified a policy to promote in earnest. The purpose of the development is to improve transportation access by extending the tracks from Shirokane-Takanawa Station to connect to Shinagawa Station, with an opening scheduled for the mid-2030s. There were two conceptual routes, and it is moving forward with Plan A, which is shorter and has higher convenience. The plan is to extend the current reversing siding to make it the main line, and construction is indeed progressing.